Good afternoon. Thanks for joining this afternoon for our members webinar with our men's health focus. It's a very hot Thursday afternoon, so we're just going to wait a couple of minutes to see we get a few more people join. I appreciate attendance might be slightly down today, so with the extremely hot weather. But Jeff, can you hear me okay and see my slides okay? Just wanted to check. If you don't mind putting in the chat just a thumbs up or something, that'd be great. Okay, I am recording today's webinar, so we will be able to forward it to colleagues afterwards. So, but let's get started. I'm sure we'll get a few more people joining. So thanks for joining this afternoon. We are here to talk all about 360 Wellbeing and how to make the most of the application. We've got a bit of a focus this month on men's health. It was Men's Health Week a couple of weeks ago in June, so we thought that would be a good idea for this month. So a little introduction. I am one of the co-founder and director at 360 Wellbeing, and today we're going to go through all the services that are available in the app, but we'll spend a little bit of time talking about how the app can support kind of men's health. So we've got your health and GP, your wellbeing, your benefits, and your life to go through. So hopefully it won't take long, but if you do have any questions, obviously let me know at the end. So if you're not familiar with 360 Wellbeing, and it's just a new thing that you've bought into, or your employer or your membership organization has signed up for you, all of these services are available within the app, but you do need to download it via the App Store. There also is a progressive web app, so you can actually access the services through your desktop as well. And what we'll do is we'll go into each of these different services over the course of the next kind of 25 minutes or so. Okay, so first we want to touch on kind of men's health and why it is such an important topic. And one of our doctors that we work quite closely with, Dr. Ed Rainbow, is a private GP and men's health specialist. He did a detailed men's health webinar for us back in November. And that is available online to view should you want to go into a bit more depth on things such as kind of prostate health, testosterone, men's mental health. And he's a good person to contact and sign up to his website. So do Google him. It's got a great website, sends out a really good Monday morning email, which is all about sort of men's health on a Monday and what to be looking out for. One of the things he highlighted was that men are typically less likely to seek help. They don't seek social support with their friends. They don't talk about health issues with their friends or their family like women do. And generally their understanding of health issues related to kind of men's health is generally much lower than women, and they tend to procrastinate. So that's a lot of generalizations there, but I think probably a lot of those are true. The consequences that he talked about back in November were that typically men now live 4 years less than women. There's a lot of undiagnosed mental health conditions. I think we're very aware that we don't talk about, the struggles that we're going through. Often it's quite common for Ed, and I think well documented, that men seek kind of alcohol and drugs to cope with these types of issues, and their suicide rates are much higher as well, especially within the 40 to 49-year-old bracket. Now, the 360 Wellbeing app is designed obviously to help with everyone's health and wellbeing, but I wanted to touch on sort of some of the services that are available. So you don't need to wait for a doctor. You've got 24/7 on-demand GP access, so you can access whether it's 10 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning when you're woken up. There is somebody on hand that will be able to text or have a video appointment with. It is on demand. Normally, in under a minute, you can get a video appointment. So definitely worth looking at that. And that will help you with a whole range of kind of physical and mental health conditions. We've got the mental health support. Not only do we have the hotline, but you've got the eight sessions of confidential counselling to deal with those mental health challenges and struggles. You've got life coaching. So if you have hit a crossroads, perhaps in your career or your personal life, and you just want to sort of speak to someone who can help, that life coaching is free of charge in the app as well. On the physical front, we've got the physio and fitness built within Spectrum Life. So that's available with online workouts and classes, all free of charge and included within the app. You've also got hotlines to help with things like legal and financial kind of issues. So if they are keeping you awake at night, you do have those services available. And remember, if you're a woman who's on the call today on the webinar and it's your husband or your partner that's struggling, the services in the app will extend to them, anybody in your immediate family, and also your sons and daughters too. So worth touching on each of those. So hopefully a brief glimpse really and a window into how 360 Wellbeing can help with men's health. So the first thing we always ask is, who has downloaded the application? So that's the best way to access the services. You can download via the Google Play or App Store. The other alternative way of doing that now is through the app.360-wellbeing.com web. So do make a note of that because you can dial that onto your desktop while you're dialing in today. You will receive a welcome email when you sign up, and that will be either triggered by our team or by your employer or your membership organization. And that will have a special 6-digit token or access code. And this is what the email looks like. So it will be very clear what your code is. When you go to register for the service for the first time, you haven't registered before, it's important that you make sure you click the sign up button. That was something that I struggled with this week. We had somebody who was really struggling with the UI, and it's something that you need to do. So the first time that you use it, click the sign up button. The first thing you get asked for is the token. So the 6-digit access. Then put all your details in. As soon as you've activated your account with that code, all of the services within the app will unlock. This is what you'll see when you log in for the first time. So you've got your dashboard, you've got your health and GP, you've got your wellness, your benefits, and your life. So all of the services within the app are available through this dashboard. The support email address is the one to email should you have any problems with things like logging in, you've forgotten your password. Everything's relatively straightforward. You can just reset your password through the app or through the web address that I gave you earlier. We'll start today with your health and GP. And again, just bear in mind, this is a men's health kind of focus. So some of those topics that I touched on at the start and how they can kind of help. So rather than having to wait in queue for your NHS GP, you can use this service when it's convenient for you. It may be on a Saturday morning or late in the evening when you finish work, rather than sort of having to book an appointment at an inconvenient time. Okay, so on-demand GPs, a really important benefit, probably our most widely used service within the app. It helps bridge the gap between your NHS GP and private healthcare. So, you are able to access and speak to a GP, an NHS GP, but they are operating in a private capacity. So you have the ability to book a video appointment, you can have live chat and text with them, and they can prescribe medication for you, and they can also initiate referral letters to other healthcare consultants. It's not suitable for emergencies. It's not suitable for pregnancy and fertility. And if you are on a prescription from your regular NHS GP, we recommend that you go back to the surgery and get a repeat prescription. So that's your on-demand GP service. Really good, really slick. When you use it for the first time, you will need to register your details and those of your family. That's important. And we always recommend that you do that as a first step. You click on the on-demand GP service, you create your account. Our partner with this is called Abby. They are the health provider that have the network of doctors that are available within the app. Do register your family members, anybody that resides at your home address, put all your dependents in, because the moment you do need that appointment, you will be able to just select the person that is relevant for. All of the information is stored within the account. So next time you use the service, all that information on their date of birth, etc., will be stored. And you can tab between messaging, you can tab between video appointments, again, normally within under 1 minute, and then online prescriptions as well. So what will happen if they do recommend a prescription, you'll get a text message. That text message will then, you'll take it to your pharmacy. You show that to the pharmacist, you confirm your address and your date of birth, and that will unlock or allow you to receive that prescription. It is a paid for prescription. It is a private healthcare prescription, so you will need to pay for it when you go to the pharmacist. So that's an important point to make there. Also in your health and GP, we've got the digital eye screening with OcuShield. So that's a really great tool. Normally within sort of 7 to 10 minutes, you get a nice report. It will check for potential changes in your vision, check for things like astigmatism that I have. It'll assess your color vision, your depth perception. And again, you can take that report either back to your employer to say, I think I need a change of prescription. I may need glasses for screen wear, or you can take it directly to your local independent opticians or a nationwide chain, of which there are many. So really good, really worth an important point here to make is that it's not an eye test. It's an eye health screening. So it will help uncover any underlying health issues that you then need to go and see a professional about. We've also got digital physio in here to help with those muscles and those aches and pains. Maybe you're playing sport each week. Maybe you've pulled something and it's just niggling and you can't kind of get rid of it and you don't quite want to book a physio appointment. Then log into Physio. It will take you about 15 minutes to go through the process of logging all the information about how severe the pain is, how did it come about, where exactly it's located, your age, all those different things. And then it will push back to you a recommended sort of personal treatment program, and that enables you to kind of look at that kind of self-care support, go through that program, do those exercises every day and get yourself back healthy and exercising again. So a really good service, again, worth checking out, and saves a lot of money because we know physios and chiropractors and going to these healthcare consultants can cost a lot of money. So the ability to look after yourself to start with before you go and spend that money is a really good benefit. And then finally, we have got menopause health support with online menopause centres. So if it's you or your partner that's struggling with anything related to menopause, we know how much the symptoms, both physical and psychological, can impact work. You can book a meeting with one of the online menopause centre team. They'll talk to you about how they can support menopause health. But you've also, don't forget, you've got the online GP service that can help with menopause health as well. And that covers everything that we've talked about today. Okay, so the first part of the app we've covered, that is your GP and health. Your wellness section is more around mental health. It's about the kind of therapy and the counselling, the hotlines that can really support mental health. And we know this is a big theme within just general health in the UK across all ages and sexes. So the main service here is for the main account holder only. So if you've just signed up or your employer signed you up, the structured counselling you get through this service is for you only. It's not for your extended family. However, the hotline, the 24/7 hotline for mental health is available to anybody that resides at your address, like the GP service. Now, this was up to 8 sessions per condition presented in 1 year. That's the structured counselling. This was previously 6, so we've extended, and that's now been enhanced. They are fully trained BACP accredited counsellors and therapists. They are fully trained and experienced in dealing with both personal and work-related issues. So you have the ability to get triaged through. Everybody that you speak to will be a fully trained counsellor and therapist, and it's completely confidential. They can deal with a wide range of different challenges or mental health illnesses or issues that you're facing. So everything from stress, work and anxiety or low mood that you're really suffering with, right the way through to sort of things like financial worries. And we've talked about the legal and debt helplines. Anything you're struggling with, maybe it's a neighbourly dispute, anything that's keeping you up at night that's causing you sort of mental distress, all of those things can be dealt with through the counselling. So, and again, up to 8 sessions per year per condition. So should you be experiencing something now and then later in the year it's actually something else that's coming up which is causing you problems, then you can use the service again. So really good. You access that through the Your Wellness tile within the app. We also have life coaching available. So this is not counselling, but it's the ability to book a one-to-one session with a life coach. It may be that you've reached a crossroads in your life. Perhaps you're looking to redefine your values. You're looking to having new vision. Where this really helps is it can help preempt kind of mental health issues that are further down the line and develop and they start to fester. By addressing them right up in front with a life coach, often they can be addressed early, and that prevents the need for mental health counselling further down the line. So again, book that session in with a one-to-one life coach, and completely included within the app. There's no additional cost for that. We've also got a program of digital gym and fitness classes. So every week there's different Pilates, yoga, energy shift. There's family fit in there. There's classes in there for more elderly people. So something more gentle, but ensures everyone's keeping mobile and flexible. So every week those change. So do go back in and check those out. I've already mentioned this. This is the legal and debt helpline. So if you are struggling with debt, for instance, you want to reconsolidate your debt, or you want to find, you've perhaps got a neighbourly dispute over a party wall, all of those things can be dealt with by the expert team at the end of the phone lines here with the legal and debt helplines. Also with this one, phone, SMS and WhatsApp services are available too through this one. We've also got the Wellness Studio, so live on-demand access to lots of different webinars, lots of podcasts, lots of ways in which you can enhance your knowledge, improve your health and well-being. A lot of it is about, things like mindfulness and taking yourself out of the, particularly sort of trail of thoughts, or creating space and distancing yourself from your thoughts. The Wellness Studio is a great place to look at that. And again, they rotate each and every month. Okay, so we've now covered off the Your GP and Health tile, and we've looked at the Your Mental Health tile, which is through Your Wellness. Your Benefits is something completely different, and this is all about weekly savings and discounts for all your family. So this is delivered by Benefits Hub. In here, you've got gym discounts, cashback, cinema tickets. There's a lot to discover, and we are looking to improve and enhance this over the course of the next couple of months. So with Benefits Hub, you've got over 1,500 ways to save, worth logging in on a regular basis. The discounts refresh weekly, anything from sort of food shopping. We know that anything you can save with shopping, supermarkets at the moment is going to be beneficial. Clothes, eating out, days out with the kids. Obviously, the summer holidays are coming up thick and fast, so it gives you lots of inspiration there for things like Chessington World of Adventures or Alton Towers or Legoland, all the different options that you have available through there. You've also got discounted gym memberships, a huge trend at the moment. Obviously, you see gyms popping up everywhere. If you are signed up to a gym or thinking about it, then do check out the discount section here. Lots of great offers on board, and often you can get a better rate through this than you would do if you went direct to the gym itself. And all of the well-known brands are in there. I know my wife's a member at F45, Nuffield, Peloton, Fitbit. So it's both physical and the online gyms that are available through here. A really good service, especially now with this really hot weather, is taking the family to the cinema and get some air conditioning for 2 or 3 hours, is the partnership with the Cinema Society and a discounted cinema ticket. So up to 60% savings depending on when you go. So I think off-peak tickets, they're bigger savings than peak. But for a family of 4, you can save a considerable amount if you're going to your local Odeon or cinema. So do go in, put your postcode in, look at, and you can download the pay for the voucher, download it, take it to your cinema and book your tickets. We're also looking to enhance this. I mentioned this just a couple of minutes ago. We are looking to bring on board something called the 360 Lifestyle app that will enhance the discounts and savings. We anticipate that there will be an average saving of over £1,000 per family per year. Lots of buy one, get one free offers with some big, well-known brands. There's geolocation technology, so you can walk down your local high street and identify all of the different eateries that are offering discounts that day. So some of the brands they already work with worldwide include like Wagamama, Hard Rock Cafe, Costa Coffee, Gaucho, but also some really big kind of retail brands as well. So we'll let you know more when that arrives, but we anticipate that will be coming over the next couple of months or so. In this section, you've also got cashback with Jam Donut, where, again, before you buy something in a supermarket or a restaurant, you can download to see whether you get a pumped up offer with the cashback, pay with Jam Donut, get the cashback delivered straight into your account by using Jam Donut. You can then withdraw that money. So in some cases, you can save up to 10 or 15%. I know Kevin, our founder, used it for a theatre booking for his whole family a couple of months ago and saved, I think, over £100 in one visit. So it's a really good service, really slick user experience as well through the 360 app. So if you haven't used cashback before, it's worth looking at that. We've also got vehicle accident recovery with Assist Protect. All you need to do here to qualify for this is register your vehicle when you use the app for the first time. You can register multiple vehicles too. You will get free accident recovery if you have an accident. So as long as you have registered your vehicle, if the accident is not your fault, you can claim a hire car while yours is being fixed at the expense of the third party's insurance. Again, that is all covered and handled by the Assist Protect team. So finally, we've got your life. That's the final tile in the app. So we've covered off your health and GP, your wellness, and your benefits. Your life is almost everything else that those 3 don't really cover. So we've got our new service here, which is your Pet 365. We've got will writing, and we've also got Ask Bill for sort of money saving tips. Really exciting, Pet 365. We only launched this back in March, April, and it's been widely used by a lot of pet owners that are 360 Wellbeing members. It's designed to help you save money on those expensive vet bills. So rather than taking a pet, you wake up in the morning and it's not well, he or she is not well, and spending £70 to be told that actually there's nothing wrong with your dog or cat or rabbit, and nothing to worry about. You can go onto the instant AI symptom checker, put in the breed of dog or cat, the age, the sex, typical conditions or any underlying health conditions, and it will allow you to check those symptoms for that breed and highlight whether it's something that's very common or something actually that's flagged that you should go and see a vet. The next stage is that you can then connect with an online vet. You have up to 6 sessions per year with that online vet. They will assess the pet via a video call, and then they will recommend whether you actually need to go and see a vet face-to-face. So it can really help over the course of a year. I'm sure you can imagine if you do have a pet, not only with the time savings of you having to take time off work, but obviously with those expensive vet bills as well. So if you do have a pet, do go on, do register it like you would do a dependent in your family with the GP service, and just check it out. The first time that perhaps your pet's not well, go in, type the symptoms in, and check it out for yourself. Here we've also got will writing service with Squiggle. This is completely complimentary. It's a simple will that they will draft for you. About 60% of adults, I believe, don't have a will in place. So if you're one of those people, do go in here, book an appointment with one of the advisors. They'll go through the process with you, and they'll recommend whether you just need a simple will, which they can write for you and draft for you, or whether you need something more complex. So in that case, they will put forward some recommendations, and it'll be down to you whether you want to go ahead. But a basic simple will is completely free as part of this service. They've also recently added free storage to this. This was an additional service previously, so that's a huge benefit as well. So again, a really good service in the Your Life section. If you haven't got a will in place, go and check that out this weekend. Finally, we've got the new service health scan that we're looking to bring in, which is going to be monitoring I think through an eye scan or a facial scan, as well as looking at some of your data through your smartwatch. It will start to build a picture of your overall health and how that changes over time. So it will track your activity, it will track things like your heart rate, it will track your sleep, and it will start to report to you things in which you can kind of do better. And that's all going to be built into 360 Wellbeing. And again, the name for it is likely to be 360 Health Scan. We anticipate that's going to go live, I think, over the summer. So by the time we get back in September, I'd hope that will be in the app. So that's all of the services that we've covered today. I appreciate it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but we only have half an hour and there's a lot to go through. But this is where the services sit within the app. So you've got Your Health and GP, which is primarily the GP service with some of the additional services we talked about. We've then got Your Wellness, which is really more around the mental health aspects, with the digital gym and classes and the legal debt and helplines, with the Wellbeing Studio as well. Your Benefits is all about how you can save money. It's signing up to the various offers that are on board and making sure that you've always got 360 Wellbeing in mind when you're out there with the family, spending money, whether it's a supermarket, eating out, your gym, cinema, cashback, etc. And then finally, we've got Your Life, which is where the Pet 365 Health Checker is, the will writing service. And you've also got Ask Bill in there, which is your money-saving tips on things like utility bills. The coming soon, we've touched on, is the 360 Lifestyle app with the additional benefits, and the health scans or overall health overview, which were built into the app. And again, they're both coming soon. So I hope that's been a really good overview. Typically, we always get a few questions at the end of these sessions. Typical ones that I get asked are there any additional costs to use the app? The answer to that is no, but with 2 caveats. One is that the GP service, so that the consultations with the GP are completely free of charge and complimentary as part of the sign up and the membership. But should they recommend a prescription and they send that to you and you go and collect that from the pharmacy, if you're not used to paying for your prescription, you will need to pay for this one, because it's an NHS private, so it's an NHS GP that is operating in a private capacity, and therefore it's a charge for prescription. Your family can use all of the services in the app too, so you can pass your login details to them and they can download the app or access it through their web browser. The only service that's not extended to your family is the structured counselling in your wellness section. So that is just for you as the main account holder. The GP service is unlimited, so you can use it as many times as you like throughout the year. So if you are struggling to get an appointment with your NHS GP and having to wait days, it's brilliant. You know, I used it recently. I had a really busy week at work. I couldn't get to my NHS GP. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, I got into a conversation, a chat with the GP, had my video consultation, reassured me there was nothing to worry about. But that's where it really kind of sits well. It fits around you rather than you fitting around your NHS GP. Nothing in the app is any of the conversations you have with a GP or a legal advisor or a mental health counsellor are stored in the app. So everything is confidential. The only information that's stored in the app is what you submit as part of your registration. So no need to worry about transferring your login details to your family or your members, because they are not going to be able to see anything there about how you've used the service. What information will I be asked? Well, remember that you're a 360 Wellbeing customer. And remember that if you have been signed up by your employer, it's your employer will be on the record, but also the fact that you are a 360 Wellbeing member. So that's the key thing to remember when you use the services. That's all from me today, this afternoon, a very hot Thursday in June. Thanks for taking the time to listen. I am around now for the next sort of 5-10 minutes. So should you have any questions, I'll stop the recording now and feel free to unmute yourselves and we can go through any questions that you might have.